set. So I'm going to share a story of sort of my life over the last 6 or 9 months and kind of the projects I've worked on and what led me to this sort of epiphany of civic entrepreneurship. And I hope I can sort of get you folks enthused about some of the stuff that I've been working on, and maybe I can convince you to help your communities, and it'll make sense as soon as we start going. Okay, so the app I did in the springtime was a very simple application, and I did it as a developer contest entrant. I wanted to know where my bus was, like really physically where it was. And so I built a text app that I could punch in a code, and it would tell me, your bus is going to arrive in 5 minutes. And I wanted that app. So I went off and built it for a dev contest. And it's really very simple. There's a little ID up in the top right. It's on every blue stop. You punch that in an SMS message. It goes off to my little cloud service. I go off to the Metro system, and I find out where that bus is, and then I shoot it back to an SMS or an email or a voice, and there's a lot of different interfaces to give you a real-time estimate. Done. I didn't win the contest. But as it turned out, a lot of people wanted this. I talked to friends. I saw people at the bus stop, and their eyes lit up. I've always wanted that service. I don't know where my bus is, and I'm stuck in the snow. So I started to share it, and I shared it a little bit more. And then some people, Preston, said, you know what, there's an even better use case for this. Let's repurpose that data, and let's put it on the wall in the coffee house. And let's tell the patrons in the coffee house, when their bus is going to arrive so they can have an extra cup of coffee. A new use for that data, right? So then I stepped back and I said, wait a minute. That's one use, but what if somebody wanted to make even a totally different application? What if they wanted to plot it on a map? What if they wanted to show up in their Gmail in a widget? What if they wanted to, I don't know, right? I don't have all the answers. So I created an API for that. So I abstracted away all the junk that I created for the SMS interface, and I provide a general programming interface. The Metro should be doing this already. And I put it out there. So what's the lesson here? I actually improved the system. I didn't set out to do that, but I realized that people were riding the bus more because of it. People were buying an extra cup of coffee. They were stopping in the coffee house, and they weren't doing that before. They had this information, and I realized that through my skills of programming, I could improve things. That's my civic epiphany, I guess. I have time. I don't have a lot of time, but I have a little bit of time. And I have a passion for very specific tasks. In this case, I wanted my commute to be better, right? And you put those two things together, and you have goodness. Great things will happen if you put those two things together. This isn't a new concept. There are lots of things going on out there that are very local in nature, right? There's the very popular Google Map mashup that took crime data and plotted it on a map in Chicago. C-Click Fix is a resource that let people sort of tell the government all the things that are broken, potholes and stop signs and that sort of thing. Big, if you step back, there's a movement for Gov 2.0, and that's a term that was coined by Tim O'Reilly. And this is, you know what? The government should stop making websites. They don't know what the useful information is. Just create web services. Let the open system decide what the useful applications are. And at the same time, the technology space has made this really easy and efficient, right? You can build apps at no cost. It honestly doesn't cost a penny to build and host these things, just time. And so if you have these resources and you have data from the government, you can really make interesting things. So I want to inspire you to make your neighborhood better, make your block better, make your street better. What kinds of things do the people around you, in a very local sense, what things do they need? What things do you all need to make your lives better? We can do this really well today by hacking code. I'm going to walk through a couple examples. So I live on the near west side. We have a neighborhood ice rink. It's maintained by the people who live in the neighborhood. And we need a better way to swap skates, right? So the kids are growing like weeds, and they're running through skates. We need a service so that you can post the skates that no longer fit your kids, and other people can go find them. So I built that service. I built a service for my kids' school where my kids can swap books with their friends virtually. So they have an online library. Their friends can log in and check those books out, and they can mail them back and forth. I made a spelling test so that you can practice your spelling over the phone, because I got tired of reading the words. I want to fix this problem. This drives me nuts. 2 years ago, we had most of the pavement, most of the sidewalks in my neighborhood replaced. Over the last year, the city came through and spray painted them. Half the money came directly out of my bank account. I paid for those, right? There is a better solution to this problem. We don't need to put graffiti in my neighborhood. There's a solution. I want to optimize these problems, right? I want to be notified. I want to call. I want an SMS when I know that the street cleaning truck is around the corner because I got to run outside and go move my car. The city knows where all those trucks are. They do. So I want to know where they are too, so I can build an app that sends me a phone call to say, the truck's around the corner, go move your car. When you start having these conversations with people and they ask you what your business model is, walk away. It doesn't matter, right? You can fail really fast and move on, right? You might try a service. The spelling service is a terrible hit. It doesn't work. Move on, right? Don't think big, right? We have personal relationships. We have neighbors that we talk to and swap brownies with. Those are the people you should be going after right now, okay? Don't think about solving the big Twitter problems. Just make your neighborhood better, right? And this is my inspiration. Madison is a great place to live, and we can make it better. And through the efficiencies of open data and the efficiencies of open platforms and free hacking services, if you have that skill set, go make your community better. It's just a matter of time.